Hello everyone, I've got an A3 light pad that I want to share with you today. I was contacted a couple of weeks ago by a company called ELICE asking me if I was interested in reviewing one of their A3 light pads. And to be honest, I jumped at the chance because I'd been thinking about getting one of these for quite some time, mainly for using to photograph flowers, in particular dried flowers. So it arrived just before the weekend and I've been having a play and it's just a game changer in terms of photography for me. So I've been and picked some flowers from the garden just so that I can show you how I plan on using it. But let me just show you how it works. It's really simple. It's just a really flat, of course I'm not going to be able to show you now without tipping my flowers, but you can see how flat it is. Really lightweight as well. It has a USB cable here that you plug it into. I've just got it plugged into my lamp. So really easy to get going. And then you've just got this on and off switch here. So let me just show you how this works. So the light pad is turned off at the moment and this is how my flowers look. These are just some fresh flowers that I've picked from the garden, some beautiful bluebells and this lovely purple flower here. And you can see at the moment that I've got lots of shadows appearing. But as soon as I turn the light pad on, they just vanish, they just disappear. It's just absolutely brilliant. Now this light pad here has got 3 settings. So you've got the lightest setting here. If you press the on button again, it goes up a notch. And this is the brightest setting here. Now I found with the photographs that I've been taking that it works best for me on the lowest setting. But you know, I think that's all to do with the light that I've got going on in my craft room. So I took some photographs of these flowers here and let me show you the difference, both in terms with using the light pad and without it. Now this is a photograph I took without the light pad and you can see here that I've got lots of shadows in the background as well. It starts grey, then goes green, then goes to yellow as well. So that's what that one looks like. And then I took it using the light pad and you can see that it's just totally different. I mean, we've got no shadows whatsoever. The colour in the background is completely uniform. It just looks absolutely beautiful. And I've printed both of these out on a vintage setting. So, you know, they've both been done in exactly the same way. But if I just hold this up and if you just have a look at these 2 flowers here, you can just see the difference. I can just pick out much more of the detail on this one here. I just think it's fabulous. I also picked some lilac from the garden. Oh my goodness me, this smells absolutely divine. I'm going to put these in some water afterwards. I picked some more as well. Aren't they pretty? And again, that's what it looks like without the light pad switched on. That's on the first setting, second setting and third setting. It's just absolutely amazing. And again, I took a photograph of this. Let me just turn the light pad off so that you can see it. And again, I've just printed this out on a vintage setting, a different vintage setting to the one I showed you a minute ago. And I've just been experimenting on the Lightbox app, which I've downloaded onto my iPhone. I've got no special camera equipment whatsoever. I'm just using my iPhone. I think mine's the iPhone 10. I'll leave what one it is on the screen anyway. I'm not really a gadgety person, but just look how beautiful these photographs are. So, you know, the way that I see me using this is cutting these out so that I can use them for my own ephemera. I mean, they just look like something that you would find in a vintage book. So, you know, if that's your bag and that's what you're into, then, you know, this might be of interest to you. Now, where I really think it does come into its own is with dried flowers. These are some of my latest specimens. I've got some more of these snowdrops that I picked from the garden, a daffodil, some primroses. We've got a couple of heuchera as well. Just absolutely love those. So that's with the light pad turned off. That's what it's like with the first setting, second and third, and you can just see that once you're using the light pad you pick out all the veins in the flowers. Let me just see if I can lift this up. Just look at the detail that you can see using the light pad. Look at this one here where you can see sort of all the veins here and the tones of green. They just look absolutely beautiful. And so of course I took some photographs again. Again, I've used the vintage setting in Lightbox. Lightroom, I think it's called. I'll show you that in a second. This one here has got more yellowy tones. I really like that. And this one here has got more pink tones. But again, just wouldn't these make the most beautiful pieces of ephemera? I mean, that one there cut into a circle. The heucheras are just absolutely beautiful. But again, you can see all that lovely detail on the photographs. You can just see how translucent the flowers are. Of course, if you want to sketch flowers, this is just the perfect tool. Let me just put a regular piece of copier paper over this. You know, if you were really careful, you could sketch over these. But I think the easiest way to do it is to sketch from your photographs. So let me just carefully take these off and I'll show you what it looks like when you're using a photograph. Oh, you can see how delicate these are. If you wanted to draw flowers, this is just one of the photographs. You could pop a piece of paper over the top and you can see right through it, including all of the veins, everything. It'd be so easy to sketch. I've tried it with watercolour paper as well. This is some of the Cardi paper, and again, you can see through this as well. I think you would struggle if you were using thicker watercolour paper. So the way to do it there might be to use a really heavy black pen, trace the design onto this, and then perhaps use thicker watercolour paper, perhaps. I don't know, I haven't tried it. I don't plan on using it, or at least I don't think I do, in that way. But, you know, it could be an absolute game changer for some of you. Now, there's a couple of different programs that I've been using to edit my photographs. I only ever work off my iPad and my iPhone. I took the photographs on the iPhone and then downloaded or uploaded it onto the iPad. So let's choose one. Let's just choose, in fact, sorry, bear with me. This is one that's unedited. So let's just press the edit button. And this is just the iPad's own editing software. So first of all, what I want to do is get the photograph the right way around. This might help some of you who are trying to upload photographs to the Facebook group as well. So I'm just going to crop this so that it's nice and tidy. There we go. That's absolutely fine. And then we can affect the brightness of it as well. So I'm just pressing this button here in the top left-hand corner, and let's have a look at the brightness. In fact, that's auto exposure. Here we go. And we can play around with this as well. Now, of course, if we expose it too much, we're losing the detail from around the flower. So I think that about there is about right. We can play around with the brilliance of it as well. You see, that looks quite good to me. Highlights, we can play around with this one here as well. I like that. We've got shadows, haven't got any shadows, so I'm not going to bother with any of the other functions. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to press done. Now that's my edited photograph, and I do want to open it up in another app, so bear with me. I'm just going over to an app which I've downloaded free of charge from the App Store called Lightroom. So that's what the icon looks like. I want to choose my latest photograph, so I'm picking it here from my camera roll, and here it is. So we'll just press that one there. You can see I've been playing around a lot with this. And then again, what I want to do from this app here is choose browse here. And this gives me lots of different options to print out in vintage style, artistic. So we can change these. We've got basic, which is just either colour or monochrome. What else have we got? We've got black and white, various options to print the photographs out in black and white. And so those are the two programs that the two apps that I've been using. I personally like the vintage one. So let me just find vintage again. And there are 10 different vintage options. So let me just whiz through these. So that's the first one. And you can see how different they are. That was the pinky one that I used on one of the other photographs. Of course, I can't find it now. Here we go. So that's the vintage style. And, you know, we've just got various different options that we can print out with. just really, really good fun. You can play around with this quite a lot. Now, I think if you were using a really good professional camera, you'd get some amazing results using this light pad. I'm just using, the equipment that I've got, but I think it's really good. As far as cost goes, this is £28.89 on Amazon, including delivery. That's for the A3 version. They also do a smaller A4 light pad as well, which is £16.99. So I'll leave the details in the description box below. But certainly for photographing flowers, I just think it's a really handy gadget. And I do believe as well that for those of you that are into diamond painting, that it's really useful for you guys as well. I presume. I don't know anything about diamond painting. It's not something I have any desire to do. Too fiddly for me. But I presume that you just put your diamond painting on top, and it just makes it easier to see what you're doing. There's also a handy clip here so that you can hold things in place. That's magnetic. But if you've enjoyed today's video and you found it helpful, as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think in the comments below, and most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.